The head coach at Florida State, I think that might be the day that they just say, you know what, let's just go ahead. This train is not moving in the right direction. Let's cut our ties. We got a bye week, get extra long. Let's get a head coach in here, got to get familiar with the players, put in his stuff. Obviously it'll just be some interim guy, but I think October 16th, just that 5-game stretch, if they beat LSU, things could be a little different. There's not the negativity necessarily going into that 5-game stretch. And to beat a good team like LSU, even if it's a down LSU team, that's just the positivity that a program like Florida State desperately needs right now. But yeah, I do not think that Mike Norvell gets through that 5-game schedule, through that 5-game conference slate without getting fired.
Interesting. Where are we going next?
Next, another 6.5. We're going with Louisville.
All right, just lock me in. I'm going over.
Just going over right off the bat, huh?
I'm drinking the Louisville Kool-Aid right now.
So I'm looking at this schedule. Out of conference, they got at UCF on a Friday, sir. Mm-hmm. That's a weekday road game. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're counting over there. I think they could easily lose to someone like UCF.
They have back-to-back weekday road games or weekday games. They get Florida State at home on a Friday, and the week before they're playing at UCF on a Friday.
Oh yeah, there you go. So and then South Florida, that should be a win. At Boston College will be tough. At Virginia is going to be tough. They got the bye week, then Pitt, Wake Forest, James Madison, all back-to-back at home. Then at Clemson, NC State, and then at Kentucky. They've been getting absolutely boat raced by Kentucky 3 in a row. I think Kentucky is a loss. I think they end their season with 3 straight losses at Clemson, NC State, and at Kentucky. So
I don't know about that. I think they might beat Kentucky.
Yeah, see, I don't think so. I think this with what Kentucky's been doing to Louisville in recent years, I do not think that they're beating the Wildcats, but that's three losses I'm just counting right there at the end. I also Boston College and Virginia and UCF could all be tough games on the road. So I don't like Louisville to go better than 6-6 this year. So I'm going to take the under.
I don't know. Malik Cunningham, I think, is a Heisman sleeper, man. Malik Cunningham, I like a lot. And Tion Evans, my dude, is in the building. He transfers over from Tennessee. As someone who watched a lot of Tion Evans this past year, Baby Kamara, I see a lot. They lose their best receiver to Alabama, which sucks. He enters the portal and goes to Bama, but they still got some talent there at the wide receiver spot. Tion, I think, is going to be really good. This is it for Malik Cunningham. He's a senior. It's his last ride. You mentioned the schedule. They're recruiting really well. They're number 1 running back. You got a lot of good vibes over there in Louisville country right now. You got a permanent AD there. Scott Satterfield's a good coach. He has not forgotten how to coach. Do I still think he's long for this job? I have my doubts if he's the right fit there long term. A lot of Justin Fuente vibes there. But I don't know, man. He was 51-24 at App State. And I just think people have gone way too far on Scott Satterfield. And I look at the schedule. Here's my one. I have it circled. I think they beat Central Florida. I think they beat Syracuse. I think they beat Florida State. They beat USF. So you're looking at 4-0 right there. The season will come down 3-1 at the worst, I'll say, is at Boston College at Virginia. That's a tough back-to-back for them where you just got to get to that bye because then you get Pitt, Wake Forest, the new FBS James Madison, and like you said, those last 3 because that end of the season is going to be rough. So you need to clock in as many wins as possible in the early going. And I think they can do that in the beginning. And then whether or not they go 8 or 9 wins will be dependent on what they do on the road at Boston College and at Virginia. They've only won in Charlottesville once, and they've lost the last 2 times they've gone to BC. So I don't know. I think that's what I have circled here. If Malik Cunningham can go back-to-back on the road in environments where he's going to be matched up against 2 NFL quarterbacks potentially, or at least one in Dracovic and Brandon Armstrong. We'll see what his NFL value is. But case to be made. He's the best quarterback in the ACC this year. So it's going to be must-see television, I think, either way for Malik Cunningham going into both sites. So I'm going to take the over. I'm going to buy some Louisville stock right now.
Okay, put it on the board. Speaking of a true dark horse high.